presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are LA.
Last night, the Angels got off to a rough start and trailed 5-0 early. However, Juan Rivera's 3-run Jimmy Jack got them right back in it. Then another big bang set off the fireworks for an impressive 9-7 comeback win. Tonight, Dan Herron toes the slab as the Halos look to gain more ground in the West. Rangers and Angels is next. Friday night is exactly what you expected in a heavyweight battle fight between these two ball clubs, the Rangers and the Angels. Halos take the game one. Tonight we get you ready for game two between the Angels and the division-leading Texas Rangers. Hi, everyone. From inside the Big A, I'm Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubza. Glad you could join us for Angels baseball once again. And last night, boy, oh boy, we saw it all. Back to Angels baseball. First, it started with the long ball, then the hitting and running, the first to third, a lot of base movement. Guys, finally end up picking up the win.
Yeah, Victor, when they were down 5-0, it didn't really look well. They didn't play well in the field. They weren't swinging there early in the ball game. But then all of a sudden, one bad pitch by Tommy Hunter, Juan Rivera hits that 3-run home run, and all of a sudden you thought there was life in the ball club. Same inning, Eric Ibar hits that ball at the right field on a fastball that was elevated. Tommy Hunter didn't have his best stuff, but of course the Angels capitalized on that. Using that speed, they went first to third a couple times, stealing some bags, and of course Ibar scored all the way from first base on that double from Abreu. So the speed and the power enabled them to win that game last night.
Irvin Santana certainly did not have his best stuff, but still was able to stick around long enough for 6 innings to pick up the win. Tonight, the Angels turned the ball over to Dan Herron. He's a guy that got that line drive right off that forearm off the bat of Kevin Youkilis, but he is strapping it on tonight.
Well, a perfect guy to have going against his Texas club because he will pitch inside with that fastball. He's had a good one, 90 to 94 miles an hour, but above all, that split-finger fastball. Last time out, had 8 punch-outs with that pitch. Also throws a curveball and a slider. Very aggressive on the mound. This Ranger club wants to be able to win this game today, but above all, Dan Herron has that type of stuff to shut them down.
Herron will be facing a former teammate across the way. Rich Harden comes off the disabled list to get the start for the Texas Rangers. No Josh Hamilton, a late scratch, and David Murphy's in the lineup. We're just about ready for lineups and first pitch. We'll give them to you when we return. nobody beats Howard's. By the all-new 2011 Hyundai Sonata. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealers today. And by Shakey's Pizza. What did pitcher Doc Ellis wear in his hair on the field? Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. Well, last night we had a fantastic night for baseball. 43,000 on hand as the Angels took game one of the three-game set against the Texas Rangers. Tonight, another beautiful night. Another big crowd is expected. You see the Angels have taken the field, so let's take a look at the lineups for the Texas Rangers. The first-place Texas Rangers who roll into this with a 60-43 record. Elvis Andrus leading things off at shortstop. Michael Young at third. David Murphy gets into the lineup with Josh Hamilton being scratched. He's got that patella tendonitis that affected him last night. So Murphy in the lineup, batting third in left field. Vladimir Guerrero at DH. Nelson Cruz in right. Christian Guzman, the newest acquisition, is at second base. Jorge Cantu saw his first action last night as a pinch hitter. Benji Molina, the former Angel, doing the catching. Julio Bourbon is batting ninth and playing center field. Facing the right-hander Dan Herron, making his second start as a member of the Angels organization.
Boy, impressive his stuff. The last time we saw him as a member of the Angels before he got hit with that line drive up the middle by Kevin Youkilis. Very good fastball with movement around 92 miles an hour. But above all, that split finger fastball is outstanding. There's a ton of strikes. No walks, 8 punch-outs in his debut as an Angel.
You mentioned those 8 strikeouts. That happened in 4 2/3. That's when Youkilis knocked him out. Kevin Youkilis, matter of fact, knocked out Armando Galarraga yesterday at Fenway Park, hitting a line drive back to the middle. So Youkilis, a wanted man around Major League Baseball. Elvis Andrus takes a fastball in for a strike, and that's how we start this ball game off. The Rangers shortstop had a big game last night, going 4 for 5 to raise his batting average to .274. Lays off the breaking pitch, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. No home runs for Andrus in his sophomore season now with Texas. 27 RBIs. And as always, a very, very talented defender. We saw that last night. Little half-hearted swing, and you will see quite a few of those tonight. That's that split finger pitch from Dan Herron.
Yeah, because hitters sense and think fastball because the velocity's there, but then the bottom drops out on that split finger fastball. Get some ugly swings.
1-2 pitch from Herron. This is grounded up the line. Terrific play by Callaspo. Gets rid of it quickly, and Kendrick has got it in first. And that's how we start this ball game off. A fine defensive play by Alberto Callaspo for the first out here in the first.
Boy, Callaspo, that's not an easy play at all. That ball is almost right down the line. Makes a sliding play, gets up, strong throw because Andrus runs extremely well down the line. Big out there to start the game.
Alberto's done a nice job getting to start at third base defensively and as well as offensively. We'll talk about him when the Angels come up at the bottom of the first. Michael Young takes a fastball in for a strike. The only starter last night for Texas who went hitless, 0 for 5. Still hitting .303 with 15 home runs and 59 runs batted in. There's that split finger pitch. It's quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
Great balance over the pitching rubber for Dan Herron. He just stays on top and works downhill over that front leg.
149 strikeouts on the year for Herron. That fastball misses in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Only 29 walks. He will put the ball in play if he's not striking you out.
We'd like to see an aggressive pitcher. Doesn't waste time. Throws a lot of strikes.
Evens a count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Young, a Southern California native, Bishop Amat High School, UC Santa Barbara. Originally in the Blue Jays organization. 2-2, got him swinging on that split finger pitch. Down goes Young. There is out number 2. As we take a look at the defense behind Dan Herron tonight, Juan Rivera in left, Torrey Hunter in center, Bobby Abreu in right. In the infield from third to first, you've got Callaspo, Ibar, Isturs, and Kendrick with Mike Napoli doing the catching.
And Howie Kendrick getting a little more acclimated at first base. Talked to him even yesterday about it and today, how he feels about playing first base. As long as his bat is in the lineup, he's comfortable. He's very aggressive at first as far as challenging, trying to get those ground balls.
Herron misses down and away on David Murphy, who was in the lineup last night, getting to start in left field. Not scheduled to play today as he's got a 2-ball, no strike count. But after batting practice is when the Rangers made the decision to pull Hamilton from the starting lineup, and Murphy got the call. Lifts this one in the air to shallow left field. Here comes Juan Rivera chugging on, and he pulls up, and that ball drops. Juan Rivera deciding not to continue on his torrid pace toward that baseball. And at the last minute, pulling up and letting that ball fall in there for a base hit.
Pass ball off the outside part of the plate. David Murphy fooled on it, hits the ball in the left field, flares it in front of Juan Rivera in left field.
And we know Juan has had some vision problems this year, missed a couple of games. I'm starting to wonder how much depth perception is starting to affect him as Vladimir Guerrero fouls that one back, because the guy got a great jump on that ball. He was charging in. Had he kept running, he probably would have stayed on his feet to make that catch.
And that's the thing. A lot of times, especially for now, for that first step, so important, and the vision to be able to assume and cover so much ground and know that baseball is not going to go far away from you anyhow, even if you slide. Because it was a flare out to the outfield. It's only going to kick a little bit left or right. Double would be the maximum.
Aaron missing down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Vladimir Guerrero. He went 1 for 5 in last night's game, a 2 RBI single. Now with 82 runs batted in on the year. Gets jammed and rolls it over to short. Ibar's got it. He'll go to second, and they force out Murphy just barely for the 3rd out. 1/2 inning complete here at the Big A. No score with the Angels coming up. Bottom of the first. Take a look at the lineup that Mike Sosa is running out tonight. Game number 106 for the Halos. Coming to this one, 53 and 52. Eric Ibar leading things off at short. Meister starts in second. Bobby Abreu in right. Torrey Hunter in center. Hideki Matsui at DH. Alberto Callasco, that started third base. Howie Kendrick at first. Juan Rivera had a 4 RBI night last night. The 11th time in his career that he's had at least 4 runs batted in. And Mike Napoli batting ninth and doing the catching, facing Rich Harden, a guy who's just 28 years of age, native from Canada. Biggest problem for him, he's had terrific stuff, but injuries throughout his career.
And always a guy that we talked about over the years being a Cy Young candidate because he's that type of fastball. But this year, fastball not as good. 89-94, which is still solid, but he used to be an upper 90s guy. Slider and a changeup. Given up a lot of home runs so far this year. 14 home runs in 65 innings pitched.
The first pitch fastball is in for a strike on Ibar, who showed bunt. Ibar went 1 for 2 yesterday with a home run, a couple of walks, and a sac flies. He takes that pitch in for a strike, just in at the knees. And it is no balls and 2 strikes. That home run for Ibar, his 4th of the year, snapped an 0 for 13 stretch for Eric. Good game overall as far as getting on base. As he skies this one out to the shortstop, Elvis Andrus, who just backs onto the outfield grass, makes the catch, and there is one away.
Defensively for the Texas Rangers, you've got David Murphy in left, Julio Bourbon in center, Nelson Cruz in right. On the infield, Michael Young and Elvis Andrus on the left side, Christian Guzman and Jorge Cantu on the right side. New right side for Texas, and Benji Molina doing the catching.
Christian Guzman has played at shortstop. He's played the outfield for the Nationals too. Now playing second base. Soft hands, quick turn of a double play also.
Meiser takes ball one. Guzman acquired yesterday for a couple of minor league pitchers. Big swing by Asturias, fouls it back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned Harden, 3-3 overall on the year, 65 innings, 66 hits, a 5.68 ERA. The breaking pitch, it drops it for a strike. Harden signed in the offseason to a 1-year deal worth $7 million. Spent a good chunk of time on the disabled list. I think his first start since coming off the DL as he misses low.
Does like to throw his changeup a lot to lefties and righties. It's been sort of his out pitch of late. Used to rush that fastball elevated 96, 97 to get a strikeout. Now we'll throw that changeup a lot more.
2-2 is skied foul down the left field line, tailing into the seats. So the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. The latest ailment for Harden was the left gluteus muscle strain. Setting him down to a minor league rehab assignment as Asturias rips one to right field. Nelson Cruz in the sunshine makes the catch. Good read for Nelson Cruz in right field. As the majority of the playing field here at the Big A right now in the shade, with the exception of that right field area.
Pointing up and looking at the sun. That's directly right in the sun when that ball was squared up by Meiser Asturias on an elevated fastball. So Nelson Cruz makes some great plays down in Texas against the Angels. It's a very solid play there. It could have been an extra base hit.
So Harden's retired the first 2 batters here in the first inning. Here's Bobby Abreu stepping in. Abreu 1 for 4 last night with a double and an RBI, takes a strike. Overall, his batting average of .253, 12 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Angels as a team collectively hitting .256 with 107 home runs on the year as that pitch bounces in the dirt. What I liked about last night, we talked about it in the opener a little bit, is the fact that we kind of got back to that old style Angels baseball. The lineup, as a matter of fact, if you look at it, our first question was, wow, Howie's playing first base again. Mike wanted to get the same bats in that lineup last night, the contact type of hitters, and it seemed to work as Abreu takes outside for ball 2.
And in my opinion, it's worth taking the gamble sometimes, hitting and running, stealing bags, putting the pressure on the defense, because that's the best way to manufacture some runs. I mean, you're going to hit your home runs, and the Angels have hit their share of home runs this season, but it's their lack of ability to score runs without the home run has hurt them the most.
Harden misses with that off-speed pitch outside, so Bobby ahead of the count of 3 balls and a strike with 400 on that. The Braves double last night, the 25th of the year. Bobby, as he takes down low, and he's worked himself a 2-out walk. That's something that has affected Harden this year. The walk, the base on balls. Came into this one with only 59 strikeouts, 43 walks. That's not quite the ratio you want, especially for a guy who has had in his lifetime in the big leagues ace type stuff.
And I think that's part of the reason why you see the walk totals going up. He doesn't have that overpowering fastball right now, so he doesn't trust his stuff as much as he should.
Torrey swings the first pitch, lines one to right. Nelson Cruz again with a good job, curls around, makes a catch after moving to his left. And there's the 3rd out of the inning. 1 complete here at the Big A. We are scoreless. by CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By Carl's Jr., introducing the Hawaiian Teriyaki Chicken Sandwich with grilled pineapple and teriyaki sauce. New at Carl's Jr. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Top of the second here at the Big A. No score. Victor Rojas along with Mark Kubica. Glad you could join us for Saturday baseball here. Little 6:05 start. Dan Herron's first pitch to Nelson Cruz here in the second. Bounces in the dirt and gets away from Napoli for ball one. Texas sending up Cruz, Guzman, and Cantu. Nelson Cruz had a monster home run last night. As he swings through that pitch and evens the count, his 15th of the year, and extended his hitting streak as it was his only hit in the ballgame. Ended up going 1 for 5. But did not get cheated on that pitch. Swings and misses here on that split finger pitch, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, look at it. Straight changeup the pitch before, and then that a split finger fastball. Wonder if he's going to try to elevate a fastball above the letter, see if he can get Nelson to swing at this pitch.
Goes with that breaking pitch instead. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a 2-2. Harry doesn't waste a whole lot of times. That pitch misses outside. Full count now. Goes right after guys. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Down goes Cruz. There's out number 1. Second strikeout of the game for Dan Herron. Christian Guzman steps to the plate. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
And paying homage to the great group of the 80s Kansas. Carry over my wayward son. For Dan Herron, carry over that momentum. The momentum is set the next day by the starting pitcher. And, of course, to have a good one like Dan Herron on the hill for the Angels is a great tone setter. You see that split finger fastball getting Nelson Cruz. Doing well early on.
Christian Guzman at the plate. He bounces one foul. Here I thought you did that to honor me since I grew up in Overland Park, Kansas.
Well, I did. That's just a little side.
Deep down?
Yes. I'm always thinking about you. That's why. I had to bring out the Kansas for you.
Christian Guzman was hitting .282 with the Washington Nationals. Takes upstairs. A couple of home runs, 25 runs batted in. Doesn't run a whole lot, just 4 stolen bases. Guy who was originally in the New York Yankees organization. That pitch misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Got traded over to the Minnesota Twins with Eric Milton, Brian Buchanan, and Danny Moda in that Chuck Knobloch deal. And then signed with the Nationals as a free agent in 05. This one's rolled foul up the first base line.
One thing to keep an eye on early in the game with Dan Herron. When you get hit with that line drive, you get hit right in the forearm, wrist area. And it's always a lot of pressure on your wrist and forearm area when you throw a lot of split finger fastballs. But early indication, very comfortable on the mound. Snapping that split finger and a good breaking pitch also.
Fastball got him looking. Down goes Guzman, and there are 2 outs. Back-to-back punch outs for Herron. A 2-seam fastball on the inside part of the plate.
At 90 miles an hour, good run in action. Catches that inside corner, frees him, especially because he threw a breaking pitch and split finger inside. So Guzman thinking that ball's going to be off the inside corner, but then runs back for the punch out.
Jorge Cantu at the plate. Takes down low with a fastball. Cantu saw his first action last night. Getting a fly ball to right field to end the ball game. He's a pinch hitter. Takes down and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Coming over to deal with the Florida Marlins a couple of days ago. At 261 for the Fish. He swings through that fastball. It's 2 balls and a strike. 10 home runs, 54 RBIs. Herron's fallen behind at 3-1. Cantu's got some pop in his back. Could play some first and third. In a pinch, I guess could play some outfield, although the Rangers pretty much have the outfield covered. rolls this one over to third. Cayaspo, after moving to his left, has got it fired across the diamond. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the second here in Anaheim with no score. Texas Rangers, Halos 8 games back after the win last night, trying to make up some ground and trying to make it a battle here. It's been a tough stretch for this ball club since the All-Star break. And they did it last night, especially after being down 5-0. Second time this year they've come from at least 5-run deficit to pick up a W. Hideki Matsui will lead things off here in the second against Richard. First pitch swinging, loops one in the air down the left field line. This one might fall, and it does. That's a fair ball. Matsui has himself a leadoff single.
Well, that's that no man's land down in the corner, whether it be left field or right field. This time fastball jams Matsui, but he flares it down left field. And it's just in front of the line. Good start for the Halos here.
Alberto Cayaspo steps up now with Matsui at first. He had a 2-for-4 game last night. A couple of hits right back up the middle. Matsui goes, hit and run is on. Michael Young goes to second base. Matsui is out. They get the double play. If he hits it anywhere else outside of Michael Young, at the very least, Matsui is at second base. But because it was right toward Michael, you get the double play and the bases are clear.
Well, I like what Mike Scioscia's doing. We talked about that even in the opening. The fact is trying to get back to that angel baseball, which creating opportunities to score runs outside of hitting a home run. Matsui even going on that play. And Michael Young made a nice play to get that 5-4-3 double play.
Howie Kendrick takes a strike. Tough game for Howie last night. Had a hit. Went 1 for 4. Also struck out 3 times. Batting average of .270. Takes a fastball outside to even the count. We have a flurry of activities today as the trade deadline came and went. Texas very busy as they pulled off a deal. As Howie takes a strike after the fact. Jared Saltalamacchia going to the Boston Red Sox, getting 3 prospects in return, trying to replenish their system for the 10 guys that they have given up in the previous deals. Guzman, Cantu, Cliff Lee, Benji Molinos. Cantu fields this grounder to the right side, feeds Richard, and there's the 3rd out of the inning. 2 complete here at the Big A in Anaheim. We have no score. Was originally the starting lineup, playing left field and batting third, but after batting practice was scratched. He's got that patella tendonitis. It's really flared up since the All-Star break. We saw that last night. Kind of an odd situation. When it did flare out, they didn't take him out of the game. They moved him to left. They swapped positions with David Murphy and then eventually pulled him from the game later on. But as it is, he's not in the lineup tonight.
And it's going to be an injury that nags him the rest of the season.
Molina pops this one up on the left side of the infield. Eric Ibar on the infield grass makes a catch. And there's the first out of the inning. Take a look at our FoxSportsWest.com poll question tonight. Which division's teams helped themselves most at the trade deadline? American League West, American League Central, or American League East? Log on to FoxSportsWest.com. Cast your vote, and we'll get you some updated vote tallies a little bit later on. And Billy Mack, Jose Mota will bring it on home in Angels Live postgame edition.
Well, the Yankees were very active themselves. As if they needed some more offense, they've added more offense. Austin Kearns and Lance Berkman. Lance Berkman's a pretty good pickup, though. Switch hitter with some power from both sides of the plate.
Ravone takes down low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Berkman, you figure, will play on an everyday basis as the DH. Kearns more of a bench guy. I mean, I don't assume that they're going to take Brett Gardner out of the lineup. He's done a pretty good job for them, especially in that 9 spot. Ravone takes down low, and it's 2-1.
Probably see a tough left-handed pitcher. They'll put Austin Kearns. Austin Kearns had a tremendous series against the Angels when he was a member of the Indians earlier in the season here. He's always had a lot of potential, but this hasn't been healthy himself.
Ravone pops this one up to shallow left. Ibar toward the foul line, cuts over, makes a catch, 2 outs. The other move that is, I don't know, I guess you can look at it from the standpoint that they strengthened their bullpen, is picking up Kerry Wood. It's kind of to me, kind of a shrug of the shoulder type of move, considering I would imagine that's the guy that they're hoping is the bridge to Mariano Rivera.
And they're not real comfortable with Jabba Chamberlain. You know, they had Phil Hughes in that spot the year before. Now he's been solid out of the rotation. So they felt that Cheno Park wasn't going to be the guy for him. So Kerry Wood now takes his place in that role in the bullpen.
Cheno Park designated for assignment today as Elvis Andrus takes a strike.
I think San Diego did a nice job of himself. Some pop in their lineup now. Miguel Tejada. Ryan Ludwig they got from the Cardinals in a 3-way deal.
0-2, got him. Elvis Andrus just got hit on the left elbow on an 0-2 pitch. Shaking it off and heading up the first base line. Ron Washington is going to come out and check him out, meet him about halfway.
0-2 going up and in. 4-seam fastball. Just barely got the uniform. Maybe got the rib cage area, maybe.
Yeah, that must have just grazed the elbow, because that slow motion camera didn't show any direct hit to the elbow. If anything, kind of a grazing of the jersey. But as it is a hit by pitch, and he's at first. With 2 outs here in the 3rd inning, Michael Young stepping to the plate.
Now we see a guy that will attempt to steal a base. 25 stolen bases on the season.
Picked up that 25th last night.
Dan Herron's very good as far as holding the baseball. That's the best way to negate a running game. Hold the ball, vary your times to home, step off, throw a quick throw over the first base.
Young swings through the first pitch, and it's no balls and a strike. Andrus, as he always does, a big lead over at first. Quick throw over there. Just gets back in there. Rangers as a team run quite a bit. 84 total stolen bases, led by the guy at first. 0-1 pitch. They pitch out. Nothing's going on. That'll leave it a count at 1-1.
Well, so often after a pitch out, the opposing manager will put a sign on to steal a base. Mike Scioscia's never afraid to put back-to-back pitch outs on either. You got to trust your pitcher that he can throw strikes just in case he makes the wrong call.
Young pulls this one over to third. Backhanded by Carrasco. Over to first. Young is retired for the third out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the third. The Angels have 8, 9, and 1 coming up in a scoreless tie.
Tommy Hunter showing some goodwill, hanging in a breaking pitch to Juan Rivera with 2 men on for the 3-run Jimmy Jack. Brought the Angels back in the net ball game, in which they eventually won. And that was our Coors Light cold hard blast.
Here's Juan Rivera to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. Rivera, Napoli, Ibar against Rich Harden. And he delivers upstairs for ball 1. Rivera 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs last night. Picking up his 12th home run. Takes that fastball just below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2 for 4 raised his batting average over 260 at 261. 39 runs batted in. Swings here at 2-0. Fouls it back on the fastball. 2-1. Harden made 4 rehab starts down at AAA Oklahoma City. Went 0-2 with a 5.19 ERA. Making his first major league start since June 11th. It was a start against the Milwaukee Brewers when he gave up 6 runs in 6 innings. That was on the corner. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 14th start of the year for Harden in the big leagues. 2-2. Rivera breaks his bat, chops one over to short. Andrews throws off balance, retires Rivera, and there's out number 1.
Way after that fastball on the outside corner, ran a fastball inside. But all in Juan Rivera's kitchen. Shatters the bat. It's a routine ground ball to Andrews at shortstop. Boy, good running action, too, on that fastball.
Bat barrel ending up near the shortstop position. 1 away. Mike Napoli steps to the plate. Back-to-back starts behind the plate. Takes upstairs. Mike had that ground rule double, his 16th of the year on a fastball. 3-1 count last night against Tommy Hunter. It was drilled at the straightaway center field over the head of Josh Hamilton, bouncing off the warning track and over the wall as he is a little bit late on that fastball to even to count. Lays off the breaking pitch. 2-1 now. Harden last year with the Chicago Cubs. 99 and a 4.09 ERA in 26 starts. A comebacker right back to Harden. Here's out number 2. Hey folks, the next Kaiser Family Sunday takes place tomorrow afternoon, and all kids 12 and under will be invited down to the field to run the bases following the game. So bring the whole family out for a fun afternoon here at the Big A. Purchase those tickets at angelsbaseball.com. Have you decided if you're going to be the master of ceremonies for kids run the bases, Bob?
As well I should. See how aggressive I can get them to run the bases, go first to third. Angel baseball.
Ibar swings the first pitch. It's a towering shot down the right field line. Nelson Cruz moves over to his left, is under it, makes the grab. And the Angels go down in order. A 1-2-3 inning. 3 complete, still no score. Areas, we take a look at our AT&T trivia question. Nolan Ryan is one of 5 pitchers ever to throw a no-hitter for a team in each league. Who are the other 4?
Randy Johnson did it.
David Murphy to lead things off here in the 4th inning. Pause.
I can't think of anybody else. I'm trying to look at all the teams.
3, 4, and 5 for Texas here. Murphy, Guerrero, and Cruz. Murphy had a base hit his first time up. A bloop single down the left field line. As he fouls that pitch off, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think I got 1 at least. I'm looking for help, wingman.
I'm going to take a back seat to the casual fan sitting at home. Murphy takes it. 2 balls and a strike.
Oh, that's good. Always good to keep them interested. Keep them guessing.
2-1. That's down low. David Murphy way ahead of the count at 3 balls and a strike. He'll be followed by Guerrero, then Nelson Cruz. Should one of those guys reach Christian Guzman? David Murphy has picked up a walk, a leadoff walk. First of the game issued by Dan Herron. We'll bring up Guerrero. Herron with 3 strikeouts, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. And 1 hit batter. Gave up first base when he plunked Elvis Andrus with 2 outs in the 3rd. Guerrero got jammed and rolled 1 to short. His first time up, your fielder's choice put out. So he's 0 for 1. He swings and drills one high and deep to left center field. This one's got a chance to get out. And Vladimir Guerrero has just put the Rangers up 2-0 with his 21st home run of the year.
Well, the Angels have done a great job on Vlad the last 5 or 6 games. At this time, allowed to get the arms extended. Similar to that base hit he hit up the middle yesterday for a 2 RBI single. And very effective as far as pitching inside above the belt. This time it's down, out over the plate. Most players will hit that ball into the ground, but Vlad is able to get the good part of the bat, able to get his arms out and extend it and drive the ball to left center field.
And you're almost playing right into his wheelhouse as Cruz takes that pitch down and away for ball 1 by pitching him down in the strike zone. Nelson Cruz, a strikeout victim his first time up. Lays off that pitch, and Herron has fallen behind at 2 balls and no strikes. So a walk to David Murphy, a home run by Vladimir Guerrero. Now a 2-0 count on Nelson Cruz. Second time through the order for Texas. Cruz bouncing this one foul on the third base side.
All of a sudden command of the strike zone for Dan Herron this inning hasn't been what we've seen in the first 3 innings out of him.
Cruz takes a breaking pitch in for a strike. It's 2-2.
And that was a breaking pitch. It wasn't exactly located, kind of spun up there, but did get the strike zone.
Cruz out to left, chasing Rivera back. Juan stepping onto the track, makes the catch. And there's the first out of the inning. Got in enough on the hands of Nelson Cruz where he could not get extended. And he retires to Rangers right fielder and brings up Christian Guzman.
Well, just enough. Just missed hitting that one out. Also fastball, but had late movement inside enough to keep him get the good part of the bat on it.
Guzman hits a fly ball to shallow right center field. Torrey Hunter over to his left, makes the grab, and there are 2 outs. Hey folks, sign up today for the 2010 Junior Angels Kids Club presented by Fox Sports West. For just $18, Junior Angels Kids Club members receive 2 free game ticket vouchers. First in line for Kids Run the Bases, which of course is happening tomorrow. An exclusive Junior Angels white or pink mesh jersey and much more. Log on to angelsbaseball.com/Junior Angels and sign up today. But be sure you ask Mom and Dad. That pitch is bounced right back up the middle. As Jorge Cantu is swinging on the first pitch, and he picks up himself a 2-out knock after grounding out his first time up. So he's 1 for 2. His first hit as a Texas Ranger.
Some adjustments Dan Herron had to make in this game. Remember against the Red Sox early on, was successful throwing first pitch fastball. And the Red Sox started swinging at that first pitch, and that's where they were doing the damage. Vlad hits a home run on a fastball. That's a fastball from Cantu. He hits up the middle. Even Christian Guzman barely missed that last fastball, popped it up.
Molina takes a breaking pitch down and away for ball 1. Benji popped out to Howie Kendrick his first time up. He pops one up on the right side again. And Sturis on the outfield grass will put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. But Texas strikes first. 2-run home run by Vladimir Guerrero puts the Rangers up 2-0 heading to the bottom of the 4th. One of 5 pitchers ever to throw a no-hitter for a team, in each league. Who are the other 4? Cy Young, Jim Bunning, Hideo Nomo, and Randy Johnson.
Nomo threw that in Colorado as a member of the Dodgers, and threw one for the Red Sox.
Awesome, yep.
Jim Bunning, I should know that, former Philly. Who was that other guy? Wasn't there a award named after him?
Some dude named Cy.
Oh, okay. Just a few W's.
Jim Bunning was a perfect game. The one in Shea Stadium on Father's Day against the Mets. 1964.
Your dad was in the field for him?
Started at shortstop, finished in left field. He was the Meiser Isturis of his day.
Wait a minute now. He starts at shortstop and they moved him during a perfect game?
Yeah. Gene Mott. Isturis went around on that breaking pitch, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Isturis, Abreu, and Hunter here in the 4th inning.
I'd be a little nervous if I'm on the hill. I got a perfect game and they move my defenders around.
Meiser rolls this one to the right side. Cantu with a diving stop. Flips over to Harden, who's covering, and Isturis is retired. Nice play by Cantu going to his right.
Cantu's always been a very good fielder no matter what infield position you put him at, showing some good range at first base. Full extension, makes the play. Almost lose the handle, but still makes a good feed to Rich Harden as he's covering the base.
Meiser now 0 for 2 on this one. Leadoff man is retired here as Bobby Abreu comes to the plate.
And the key for that one is the pitcher, Rich Harden. He got to the base, didn't stretch too early to be able to make the play. He did that after the throw was made. A lot of times you catch yourself off balance when you begin your stretch too early for a pitcher covering first.
Abreu takes a strike. He drew a walk, the only walk issued by Rich Harden in this one, to go with no strikeouts. He's allowed 1 hit. He's certainly been around the strike zone, not the ineffective Rich Harden that we've read and heard about the better part of the season for Texas.
Even his minor league stints have not been all that effective at times.
One pitch. Bobby loops one to left. Here comes David Murphy. He'll pull up and he'll play that one out. Puts a 1-out base hit for Abreu. Puts a man on for Torrey Hunter. As we take a look at our Jaguar game summary. And it's been very quiet thus far. Dan Herron getting his start, picking up 3 strikeouts early on, using that split finger pitch. But then made a mistake to Vladimir Guerrero, made a pay for it, a 2-run home run at the top of the 4th inning. His 21st of the year, puts Texas up 2-0. Hit, the man at first. And Torrey Hunter in the plate. An opportunity to tie things up. Torrey's 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right. Takes a fastball on the outside corner.
Seems to be after Harden throws that fastball on the outside corner. That's when he's going to run the fastball in the inner half to back that pitch up.
It's been a scuffle for Torrey since the All-Star break, a 192 average. 4 for his last 27. 0 for 3 last night.
Harden's a guy who fields his position well, pretty quick to the plate. Average times to the plate about 125 to 128. So he should give Benji Molina a good opportunity to throw out a would-be base stealer tonight.
Abreu's got a pretty good lead. 0-1 pitch, grounded to the right side. Guzman has it, bobbles it for a minute on his back, puts it over to first, and Hunter is out at first after it looked like he clearly had crossed the bag. Larry Vanover, who made the call last night on Elvis Andrus, and a right call at second base, apparently rings up Torrey Hunter. Here Torrey has his save. Mike Socia now is out to argue the call. And through it all, Abreu ends up at second base.
Well, Christian Guzman showing some good range, able to make the play, but then throws a slow throw over one hopper over to Cantu. Off the end of his glove, ball stayed with him, threw a little throw over one hopper.
Tough to tell in that play. Cantu blocking the camera angle there. But credit Christian Guzman for sticking with it. Here's a replay.
Better angle right here.
And it's tough to tell because you can't see Torrey's foot where it hits the bag.
The old saying is, the tie goes to the runner. He might have gotten him. It's pretty close, though.
So man at second, 2 outs. Matsui takes a strike. Matsui had a base hit in the second innings. He was 1 for 1. Breaking ball drops in there, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Angels last night with men in scoring position 4 for 7, while Texas was 4 for 12. Trying to get one of those runs back that Texas put on the board at the top of the frame. No balls, 2 strikes on Matsui. 2 outs, 2-0 Texas here in the 4th. Matsui takes inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Only opportunity to get one of those runs back here. This is any kind of a base hit for Matsui. And a good arm in right field in Nelson Cruz. Murphy, solid arm. Bourbon, about an average arm in center field.
Matsui goes down swinging on the high fastball. First punch out of the night for Richard for the books. Texas leads it 2-0. Fifth inning, and we'll take a look at our U.S. Marines leaders of the game with Dan Herron on the mound. 80 wins since the start of 2005, tied for 7th most Major League Baseball as Bourbon swings the first pitch. Howie's got it near the bag, 1 away.
Well, that's a great feeling when you can make some early pitches and get some quick outs with it. When you're around the strike zone like Dan Herron is a lot, hitters don't want to take that chance to fall behind and have to try to hit that split finger fastball. So they're going to be more aggressive early, and you get some quick outs.
Bourbon is now 0 for 2. At the top of the order, Elvis Andrus is coming to the plate. Elvis 0 for 1, a ground ball to third, and a hit by pitch. The first pitch is in for a strike. That one on the corner, no balls, 2 strikes.
Great sequence so far. 2-seam fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and a little slider cut fastball on the outside corner. Two pitches on the outer half, 1 running in, 1 running out.
And he got him with a fastball. Blew it right by him. At 92 miles an hour, down goes Andrus. There's out number 2.
Still a big believer in that fastball on the outside corner, especially that 4-seam fastball when he's ahead of the count. Just off the corner, you're going to get a swing like that. And Andrus was fooled on that pitch. Great job, too, by Mike Napoli behind the plate, setting that up.
So with 2 outs, nobody on, Michael Young steps in. He'll promptly take a strike. That one on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Aaron throwing strikes. Trying to get through this inning. A 1-2-3 frame. It would be his second of this ball game. In the second inning, as Young takes just outside. I think he was just about ready to flip the bat and take his position at third. He thought it was going to be a called strike 3.
And that perfect pitch, 0-2, outside corner. Even if it's a baseball off the corner, now you've made the hitter think, is he going back away, or is he going to try to bust me in with a fastball?
On the 1-2. Down goes Young, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The Rangers go down in order. We head to the bottom of the 5th, but the Halos down 2-0. Texas up 2-0 as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. Callaspo, Kendrick, Rivera here against Rich Harden has done a nice job. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Callaspo swings the first pitch, lines one to right. There's a base hit, and the leadoff man is on board. Take a look at our Farmers Insurance True Stories of the Game. The Rangers won 1 division title back in '99 and 7 previous years, and leading or sharing the American League West lead at the All-Star break. See the other losses there, including 04 and 06. Be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you. A chance to talk to Ron Washington before the game today. Asked him, how you doing? You having fun? I said, having fun? I'm trying to stay out of the limelight. Staying low key. Kendrick drills one out to center field, chasing Bourbon back, still going back. He'll track it down. He's got good speed. Callaspo hustles back to first base, and Howie, a long out, but an out nonetheless. The first here in the 5th.
Well, it's good to see that type of swing out of Howie Kendrick. It's been a long time in which he's centered up a baseball, hit the center field so well. Howard's replay, fastball. Middle part of the plate, inside out approach, drove it exceptionally well to center field. Barbone, with that kind of speed, runs it down.
So 1 out, 1 on, and here is Juan Rivera. 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short. That's when Harden shot off his bat. We've seen that a couple of times today as this one's hard hit over to short. What a play by Elvis Andrus. Feeds Guzman, he drops it, everybody is safe. You go from a fantastic play by Elvis Andrus going to his left on the 1 hopper The shovel pass to Guzman was a little bit high, and Guzman never handled it. So Callas was safe at second.
Sometimes you just get a little greedy as far as turning a double play. After a rocket hit like that, Andrews, if he throws a little bit better throw, you might still get a double play, but at least you get the lead runner. But that ball was scorched to shortstop. Guzman never had firm control over it. Drops it. Big break for the Angels.
You could almost make an argument if you're Texas that it was the transfer from glove to hand, but that ball was moving around in the glove. Guzman getting charged with an error, we believe, as Mike Napoli steps up now with first and second, one out. Down 2-0 here in the fifth. Napoli takes a fastball on the inside corner. It is an error on Christian Guzman.
Well, but Andrews shows once again why he is so good at shortstop.
Makes it look easy. 0-1 pitch. Napoli out toward right field. This one down the right field line. Long run for Cruz, and it tails foul into the seats. And Mike in the hole, and no balls and 2 strikes.
Now just got to shorten up the swing, put it in play. The Angels with a big break. Christian Guzman drops that throw from Andrews. You got to take advantage of the mistakes.
Callas at second, Rivera at first. Napoli's 0 for 1. He had a comebacker to Harden. That came in the third inning. And the 0-2. Bouncer over to third. Young comes charging in. Got it. Goes to second to Guzman for 1. Relay on the first, not in time. Napoli reaches on the fielder's choice. So good hustle by Napoli to prevent that double play and keep the inning alive as the Angels have first and third here with 2 outs, and Eric Ibar stepping up.
This play by Michael Young, and in between hop at third base. Charges in and makes a good throw over to second base. Guzman tries to turn it, but Napoli with some good speed getting down the line keeps the inning alive.
Ibar in this one's 0 for 2. A pop to short and a fly ball to right. He tried to bunt his way on. He went around on that breaking pitch. Not a squeeze play, just trying to bunt for a base hit there. And it's no balls and a strike.
Try to take the baseball with him, push it down the first baseline. Rich Harden, very athletic on that mound, fields his position very well. He's going to fall over towards first base. That would have been difficult to begin with to get it by him.
Ibar takes the strike. Backing out of the plate. Thought that pitch was in. And it is 0-2. Ibar swings and fouls that one back. Got by Molina. So what a breaking pitch down and in underneath the hands. Just got a piece of it.
That's that pitch that Eric Ibar has a tough time leaving off. That down and in, the back leg slider. A very difficult pitch even if you make contact to keep it fair. A lot of times you'll swing and miss on that pitch.
Callas put third, Napoli at first. 2 outs here in the fifth. Down 2-0. 0-2 from Harden. Ibar swings and misses on the breaking pitch. Down he goes. And there's the third out of the inning. 5 complete here in Anaheim, and the Rangers lead it 2-0.
The Coors Light freeze can. Vlad Guerrero against Dan Herron gets a fastball down. Allowed him to get his arms extended. Vlad crushes that ball to left center field for a 2-run home run. The only runs of the game. That was our Coors Light freeze can, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Guerrero due up second here in the 6th inning. Angels down 2-0. Murphy, Guerrero, Cruz against Dan Herron. He's got 5 punch outs, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed, one of which you just saw. Left the building off the bat of Vladimir Guerrero, and he delivers a strike to Murphy. Murphy with a single, a walk, and a run scored. He had that leadoff walk prior to the Guerrero home run. He rips this one down into the right field corner. This one's got a chance to be fair, and it is not. It is foul. Just hooked foul. That ball caromed off the wall and into the seats.
Big break on that one, too. A lot of times when you're a pitcher, you give up a leadoff double. All of a sudden, you got to pitch differently because then you're trying to prevent the hitter from hitting the ball to the right side to advance the base runner. Thinking lines of a strikeout, you go out of your normal element.
Oh, 2 pitch. Fastball up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Murphy lays off that split fingered pitch in the dirt. And evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Texas with 2 runs, 3 hits, and error. They've stranded 3. The Angels, no runs, 3 hits. They've left 4 on base. Guys in scoring position the last 2 innings, but Rich Harden has done a nice job. 2-2 bounced on the right side. Kendrick will take it on a couple of hops, and he retires Murphy for the first out to start the 6th inning. Hey folks, the Angels Friends and Family Fun Pack presented by JetBlue lets you enjoy 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks for just $44. The next Friends and Family Fun Pack game takes place tomorrow afternoon against the Texas Rangers. Purchase your family fun pack today at angelsbaseball.com. Cliff Lee versus Jared Weaver tomorrow afternoon here at the Big A.
Couple guys that throw a lot of strikes, working deep into the ball games. Involve their defense behind them also.
Guerrero swings the first pitch. It's a lazy fly ball to right. Bobby Abreu there, makes the catch. Ground number 2. Good pitch, good location. In on the hands.
In on the hands and above the belt. Vlad will always make a pass at a fastball, particularly in the inner half. But if you have some good velocity on it, above the belt and inside, you have a chance of getting them out.
That game, by the way, tomorrow at 12:35 on KCOP, My 13. Jared Weaver, Cliff Lee. Good battle of aces. Seeing a good battle tonight. A pair of former teammates, Harden and Herron with the Oakland Athletics. Herron was there between 05 and 07. Harden between 03 and 08 before going on to the Cubs. Nelson Cruz takes a strike. It's 1-1 on the Rangers right fielder, who tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out in the 2nd, hit a fly ball to left in the 4th, just missed getting one out. Takes a breaking pitch low, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
I just love the way Dan Herron gathers himself over the pitching rubber before he delivers the pitch. Very deliberate as far as his delivery times.
That one on the outside corner evens the count. Cruz doesn't like the call as he lets Jeff Kellogg know. Guy calling the balls and strikes tonight.
Well, you're more apt to get a pitch on the corner when you're around the strike zone as often as Dan Herron is. That might have been a ball, but he's been throwing consistently, hitting that corner.
2-2 bounced through the left side. That's a base hit. Elevated that pitch, and Cruz got enough of it to get it through. So a 2-out base hit, and that'll bring up Christian Guzman as Cruz extends his hitting streak to 19 games now.
And another guy that runs pretty well in this Ranger ball club, 13 stolen bases on the season. So Dan Herron's got to keep an eye on him. Give Mike Napoli a chance to throw him out if he does indeed try to steal a base.
Guzman is 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly ball to center. There goes Cruz. The pitch is a strike. The throw down for Napoli is in time. Nelson Cruz gunned down by Mike Napoli. That will end the Rangers half of the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Texas leads it 2-0. TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit at AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for details. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. Bottom of the 6th inning here at the Big A. Angels down by the score of 2-0. They'll send up 2, 3, and 4 as Sturis, Abreu, and Hunter. They face Richard. Thus far, he's thrown 53 pitches. His 54th is outside for ball 1. Meiser's 0 for 2 with a fly ball to right. And a ground out over to Jorge Cantu at first. He made that diving stop to his right to rob his Sturis in the base hit. And Hard delivers a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike here on Meiser. Sturis behind now at 1 ball, 2 strikes. 41 strikes, only 15 balls thrown by Rich Hart.
56 pitches. Generally, when you look at Rich Hart, he's a guy that's a 5 innings. That's what he's averaging right now. 13 starts, 65 innings pitched.
Kellogg said that was a foul ball. As Sturis says that ball bounced in the dirt. And they ask an appeal. And apparently Kellogg did ask the third base umpire, Mark Carlson. And Carlson said that it did not hit the dirt. That ball did hit the dirt. That's a horrible call by Mark Carlson. I'm wondering if Carlson asked if he fouled it, if he thought it was foul tipped or not. But the home plate umpire himself said it was a foul tip. So that right there,
that ball definitely hit the dirt.
Absolutely. So it's a strikeout for Harden. First out here in the 6th inning. Abreu takes a fastball inside. The other thing I think of is Carlson thought he was being asked, did his Sturis go around? That wasn't the question.
The question was, did the ball hit the dirt off his bat? If that's the case, it's a foul ball, and he's still swinging.
It goes down as a strikeout, 3rd of the night for Harden. To go with 1-1. 1-1 pitch upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Bobby drew a walk in the 1st inning, had a base hit in the 4th, so he is 1 for 1. Again, ahead of the count at 3 balls and a strike.
We'll just try to get a fastball here and just drive it. See if we can do some damage to this pitch. Harden's going to go after him with a fastball. He's had a pretty good fastball today. Upwards of times at 93 miles an hour.
That one missed outside. There's ball 4. So the 2 walks that Harden has issued have both come to a gray here. They'll put a man on for Torrey Hunter. Torrey tonight a fly ball to right and a ground ball to second, so he's 0 for 2. Promptly takes a fastball in for a strike.
Well, that fastball right down the middle of the plate. A lot of times a hitter, when they're struggling, is just determined to take a pitch no matter what, but that was a perfect pitch to be able to drive, and Torrey let that fastball go by.
Oh, 1 pitch. Just missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Benji holding it there for Jeff Kellogg. Count evens at 1-1. Bobby's getting a pretty good lead over at first base against Harden. The Angels have had a couple of men in scoring position that have not been able to capitalize. On the 1-1. Torrey pops it up on the infield. Michael Young comes in and on the infield grass will make the catch. 2 outs.
Harden got away with a hanging breaking pitch that Torrey got underneath it. Front hip opened up just enough to pull off that baseball and pop it up.
So Matsui comes up now with 2 outs and a man at first. Hideki had a base hit in the second inning, struck out swinging with a man at second in the 4th. Completely different feel tonight than that of last night's game, especially early on as Matsui takes a strike into the knees.
Lots of runs early on in that game. Exciting ball game. Great comeback from Mike Sosa's Angels yesterday. Being down 5-0 playing some bad defense. You get that 3-run home run by Juan Rivera sparked the club. Maybe this at bat from Matsui could do the same.
0-1. Matsui fouls it back. He was on that fastball. Big rip. And right back into the screen goes the foul ball. And it's 0-2.
Boy, good pitch to drive, and Matsui just missed crushing that one, fouled it straight back. You can always tell by a hitter's reaction, if that was the pitch, you could do the damage to it, and when you foul it straight back, you wonder if you'll get another opportunity like that.
Outfield pretty much straight away against Matsui. Bourbon toward the alley and right center, so playing Matsui more to pull. Hard trying to keep a Gray on as for first base. Little throw over there. Oh, 2. Until he fouls it off to the left.
And Matsui late on that fastball. Got him a swing and miss at a fastball, elevated. Second time up, he had a base hit to left field. First time up against him.
No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball gets away from Molina and it goes to the backstop. Harden overthrowing that pitch. Got to go as a wild pitch. Benji had no chance at that. So man in scoring position here for Hideki.
I guess he did try to elevate that fastball. Just a bit high though. But overthrown it. Didn't quite follow through on that fastball either. On the replay, fastball, four-seam fastball. Benji did the best he could to react and try to knock that ball down.
Now the 1-2. Matsui rolls this one to the right side. Guzman over to his left has got it. And Matsui is retired ground number 3. The Angels now 0 for 4 with men in scoring position. We've played 6 here at the Big A. Texas still leads it. At 2-0 Texas. Rangers setting up Guzman. Cantu Molina gets Dan Herron. Herron with 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Delivers a strike on Guzman. And he's allowed 4 hits, one of which has given the Rangers a 2-0 lead. That was the home run to Vladimir Guerrero in the 4th inning. Guzman rolls one up the first base line. Nice play by Howie Kendrick, robbing Guzman of extra bases. There is out number 1. Guzman in his debut for Texas now 0 for 3. So take a look at our One West Bank, one person, one play, brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time. This was the play that ended the top of the 6th inning.
Boy, quick catch and throw for Mike Napoli, who's done a much better job as far as throwing out would-be base stealers, over 20% now.
Quick tag, too, by Eric Ibar with the big body of Nelson Cruz coming in at second. Cantu takes down low for ball 1. First start for Cantu as a Texas Ranger. Makes his home down in South Texas. Swings here and lines on the right. Here comes Abreu, and he'll make the catch. Not an easy play. That ball hit on the line and sinking down. And Bobby got a good jump on it, makes the grab, and there are 2 outs.
Yeah, a lot of times when a ball's hit like that hard and that low, it gets caught up in the lights. Bobby had that first good initial step. He was able to come in and make a play.
So 2 quick outs here for Herron. Brings up Benji Molina. Benji 0 for 2. Popped out twice to the right side of the infield. Herron delivers the 1-0. That one's on the corner, evens the count.
His job of mixing in that cut fastball too tonight, Dan Herron. Getting the outside corner.
Molina gets jammed and hits it in the air to left. Juan Rivera is there, makes the grab, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Dan Herron. Rangers go down in order. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. Texas still leads at 2-0. See what Buttercup does? It just brings out the best in everyone.
Is it almost an automatic lock if I had a 2 or 3 run inning here now after Buttercup?
The one thing that's got to stop is you doing the running man in the booth when that song comes on.
I know I almost pulled a hamstring there a second ago.
Callaspo, Kendrick, Rivera here in the 7th. Pretty good pitchers duel tonight. Dan Herron for the Angels, Rich Harden for the Texas Rangers. He's got 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. First pitch to Alberto. He's upstairs with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Callaspo 1 for 2. He rolled into a double play in the 2nd inning and had a leadoff single and was stranded in the 5th. Takes that breaking pitch in for a strike. Evens the count. Takes another breaking pitch, this time on the inside corner for strike 2. And Michael Young, who was playing in near the cut of the grass, moves back at third base. A 1-2. That is pulled foul.
Harden's mixing a pretty good changeup along with his slider. Very effective. Keep it on that same plane around knee level or below. Stays out of the danger zone when you're down in the strike zone.
Second toughest guy to strike out in the American League right here now, Alberto Callaspo. As these guys went out toward right center field, Bourbon, the center fielder, has the call and will make the catch. And there's out number 1. Hey, groups of 25 or more can enjoy an exciting night of Angels baseball for as low as $6 per seat. Be part of the fan experience that was voted #1 in all of sports. Book your group outing today by calling 888-796-HALO or by visiting angelsbaseball.com/groups. Just to finish up that thought on Callaspo, he's struck out once every 13.4 plate appearances.
Well, he's the guy that's up there looking for that fastball first pitch. Generally, we put the ball in play right away. But still has the confidence, even when he's behind in the count, to shorten up a swing and make contact.
There's Kendrick, who's 0 for 2. Drills one out to straightaway center field. See if Bourbon's going to catch this one. He's not, because this one's over the wall. Gone. A home run for Howard Kendrick to dead central. Cuts a deficit in half. Texas up 2-1.
Boy, what a swing again. That's back-to-back great swings for Howard Kendrick, which is a big, important sign for the Angels offense to get him going once again. Fastball, middle part of the plate, thigh high, crushes this four-seam fastball to dead center. You're talking about a line drive that got out in a second to the biggest part of the yard.
In his previous at-bat, he hit one very hard, not quite as hard, that Bourbon tracked out to the warning track at center as Rivera takes a strike down the middle. But this time, Howie picks up his 8th home run of the year and his 54th run batted in, and more importantly, gets the Angels on the board. His first home run since June 19th. That was at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. Rivera cues one up the first base line. Harden's got it. 2 outs. So with 2 outs, the base is clear. Mike Napoli steps up now.
Well, Napoli certainly has that ability to tie this game up at one swing. Just missed hitting a home run down the right field line last at bat.
He's 0 for 2. Bounce went back to Harden. Reached out a fielder's choice in the 5th. Napoli swinging at that first pitch breaking ball. Mentioned that Howie picked up his first home run since June 19th. It's his first home run at the Big A since May 30th. That was his 2-homer game. Napoli rips one down the left field line. That's a fair ball heading into the corner. Napoli rallying first, heading to second. He is in there with a stand-up double. '17th double of the year for Napoli. Comes with 2 outs here in the 7th. representing the tying run for Eric Ibar as Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, pays a visit.
Two-seam fastball in the inner half, turns on it, right down the left field line. A rocket. Murphy playing off the line pretty far, was able to get around and keep at it in front of him to keep Napoli at second base, but in scoring position now for Eric Ibar.
It's a meeting of the masses on the mound. Cantu, Maddox, Molina, Harden, Elvis Andrus talking things over here with 2 outs. You've got the leadoff man and Ibar due up, and now the home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg will break up the rock pile as Darren Oliver begins to play catch in the Rangers bullpen.
It seems like they give a lot of extra time when the umpire comes out. Really,
Maddox is still standing on the mound even after Kellogg's already come out to the mound. I mean, what's the point of going out to the mound if you're not going to break up the meeting?
I mean, I myself, I didn't really like when the pitching coach came out too often. If he was going to get his words of wisdom in, that was good enough, and you can go back and sit down in the dugout, and I'll try to make some sense and go out there and try to get that guy out. Way too long.
So here's Ibar, 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a strikeout. Went down swinging to end the 5th inning. Andrews trying to keep Napoli close to the bag at second. First pitch, Ibar takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Well, he's been throwing a lot of breaking pitches on the inner half and down and in against Eric Ibar. Starts him off with another breaking pitch.
David Murphy very shallow in left field. Bourbon and Cruz in center and right respectively at normal depth. The 0-1, that's up and in with a fastball, backing Ibar out at the plate. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Harden has thrown 83 pitches, 59 for strikes. He's given up the home run to Howie Kendrick, and now the double to Napoli. 1-1 is almost hit him. It did hit him. It grazed his jersey. That's a hit by pitch. Puts 2 on now.
One of the most consistent hitters for the Angels during his career as far as runners in scoring position in Meister Storis. We thought it would show if it did indeed get the jersey. Yep. Just going by, grazed the jersey as he tried to get out of the way.
So 2 on, 2 outs for Meister Storis. Meister's 0 for 3. Fly ball to right, a ground ball to first, and a strikeout. First pitch, breaking ball is in for a strike.
Boy, if Meister pulls this ball in the right field, Napoli's going to have to get a good jump. Nelson Cruz with a very strong arm in right field.
Playing in a couple of steps, as is Bourbon at center. Murphy very shallow in left. Pickoff attempt at second base. And Harden just steps off. Elvis Andrus had a pretty good break between Napoli and the bag. And Harden decided not to throw it.
There was pretty good daylight. He might have had a shot at picking him off. As he was trying to get that extra step or two to get a good secondary lead.
1 ball, 1 strike. And with Andrus trying to keep Napoli close to the bag, and Young guarding more the line than anything else. There's a big hole on the left side of the infield. 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle, a fastball. 1-2.
The time Harden's been able to use that changeup in this spot, particularly when he's facing a left-handed batter.
The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, bounce to the left side. Andrus has got it. He'll go to first, and Storis is retired for out number 3. But the Angels get on the board, courtesy of Howie Kendrick's 8th home run of the year to straightaway center field. We have played 7 here in Anaheim. Texas leads it 2-1. Rangers setting up 9-1-2. Bourbon, Andrus, and Young here against Dan Haren. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. First pitch of Bourbon is down and away for ball 1. Starting center fielder 0 for 2 with a pop-up to Ibar. That came in the third and a ground down to Kendrick. Shows bunt, takes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Haren at 87 pitches now, 52 for strikes. Guy that's never been afraid of working deep into a game. As a 2-0 is in for a strike, 2-1. That missed upstairs. Breaking pitch, didn't miss by much.
I think Dan wanted that pitch. Might have been I guess, thought it was high in the strike zone.
On the ground at first, backhanded by Howie Kendrick. Nice play by Howie. And there's out number 1 as we take a look at our Lexus pursuing perfection.
Boy, the Angels have played some solid defense straight off the get-go. Callasco on a nice play gets Andrus to start the ball game. Of course, a good catch and throw and tag made on that stolen base attempt by Nelson Cruz. And, of course, Howie making a great play there, responded by making another good play to start this inning. And that is our Lexus pursuing perfection.
Elvis Andrus at the plate, takes a fastball right down the middle. And I mentioned that pitch count situation with Dan Haren, of course, coming off that start in which he got knocked out of the game. Only threw 62 pitches against Boston. Prior to that, 110 against the Mets on the 21st. This one a beauty. Up the third base line, and that's going to be an infield base hit. What a perfect bunt by Elvis Andrus.
I think they're going to go out and check Dan Haren. He slipped right away when he tried to make that play on the bunt.
And once he did that, there was no play whatsoever. Appears to be all right. It's going to go as an infield single. First hit of the game for Andrus.
I think he motioned right away for Mike Napoli to go behind the plate to see if it was going to be okay to pitch. Your first reaction is to try to make that play. Slipped. Try to plant his cleat. He's going to make that play.
Number 10, third baseman, Michael Young.
Right away, it looked like he twisted his ankle, but seems to be all right. And Andrus who can run a little bit too.
Michael Young 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts and a ground ball to third. Quick throw to first. Andrus is back.
Appeared to be one of those pickoff throws. He wanted to see if he can get the feeling back in his ankle the way he jumped and threw the first base. Dan Haren did.
There goes Andrus. The pitch is a strike. The throw down from Napoli is out of time. It's still a base.
Ibar tried to keep the tag on Andrus as he slid by the base. Pretty good jump. Head first slide. When that hand came off the base just for a second. Question if the foot was still on the base. Hand on the base, clearly beat the tag initially. When that hand came off and the cleat was on Ibar's foot. So there really wasn't any contact with the base. Could have been called out.
That's in the dirt, and Andrus will advance to third on the wild pitch.
Split finger in the dirt. Napoli squared up his body to keep it in front, but it got away from him. Now it's going to bring the infield in for the Angels. It's a very dangerous hitter in Michael Young.
One pitch on the ground to third. Andrus was looked back to throw to first. In time, 2 outs. Andrus stays at third base. Nice job by Alberto Callasco.
Very good play. Looked him back. Knew he had time. The ball was hit pretty hard to him, and Michael Young barely out of the batter's box. Make sure he doesn't get that running lead down the line. One hop, looks him back, checks him again, and then strong arm across to get the out. You can afford that ability when you have an arm like Callaspo's.
So 2 outs, infield back in normal depth, except Callaspo comes in. Murphy at the plate. He takes outside for ball 1. Murphy's got a single, a walk and a run scored, and a ground out. So 1 for 2 night. Getting the start in place of Josh Hamilton, who was scratched from the starting lineup. Got patella tendonitis, which was bothering him for a while. 1-0 pitch. Murphy takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. That one on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 now. Murphy bounces this one to the right side as Sturz comes charging in, flips underhand, and Kendrick gets the 3rd out of the inning. So no damage done. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning here in Anaheim with Texas leading at 2-1. Over game summary. That's pretty much it so far. Vladimir Guerrero put the Texas Rangers up by the score of 2-0 in the 4th inning, and it stayed quiet until Howie Kendrick hit a home run in the 7th inning with 1 out to make it a 2-1 Texas lead. That's where it stands right now. As we start at the bottom of the 8th inning, take a look at Vladimir Guerrero and the Rangers in first place in the West, up 2-1 here in game 2. Trying to even the series up. Ron Washington's gone to the bullpen. Rich Hart has been very effective, or had been very effective all game long. Gives way to Frank Francisco. As we take a look at our in and out, who's in, who's out.
And Frank Francisco with that 6-4 mark, ERA 3.94. For me, a lot of times managers fall into that formula of, okay, get me 7 innings out of my start, and then I go to my 8th inning guy, and that's Frank Francisco, then Felice to be able to close it out. But Rich Hart was throwing the ball very well. Didn't have a lot of pitches thrown. Great combination. Slider, changeup down in the zone, spotted his fastball in and out very well. Sometimes you slow down the momentum of your club by making that move, because that's the move you generally would make, going with Francisco in the 8th.
Harden, 7 innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. It was that home run by Howie Kendrick. Angels here in the 8th inning have 3, 4, and 5. Abreu, Hunter, Matsui against Francisco. The first pitch to Bobby is cut on and bounced over to second. Guzman over to Cantu. Abreu's retired on 1 pitch. 1-for-2 night for Bobby with a single and a couple of walks. Now the ground out. That'll bring up Torrey Hunter. Cedron Fuentes loosening for the Angels. Torrey's 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground out. First pitch fastball is in for a strike. Francisco allowed a run in the ninth inning in Thursday's victory for the Rangers against the Oakland A's, but he was scuffing a little bit of late. 5 earned runs in his last 6 2/3. Torrey fouls this one off to the right. Still balls, 2 strikes.
Still a good fastball, as you can see there. 91 to 94, curveball. His out pitch, split finger fastball, though. You mentioned he's been struggling with it. He will have command issues with that split finger fastball. Leaves it up in the zone on occasion.
Oh, 2 to Torrey. That's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We've got Matsui on deck. Teoscar to follow. See that gorgeous sky with the sun already setting here. Southern California. The early start. And the 1-2. Torrey goes down swinging for out number 2.
And then to chase that split finger fastball down in the zone. Torrey continuing to struggle. Took that first pitch fastball. Even his last at bat against Rich Harden, took a fastball middle part of the plate. The pitch he generally will crush.
Matsui takes a strike. He's 1 for 3 with a base hit back in the second inning. He struck out in the 4th, grounded the second in the 6th inning. Swings through the off-speed pitch, and it is 0-2. That one almost hits Matsui, and he goes all the way to the backstop, trying to throw that fastball on the inside part of the plate.
I've never seen a hitter get thrown at like that so often during the course of the season. A fastball generally right around the knee level to make him move his feet. So often we see that pitch.
More times than not, it's usually a sign of setting him up for off-speed pitch. In this case, perhaps a split finger pitch. And the 1-2. Over the fastball on the outside corner. Matsui goes down looking a 1-2-3 inning for Francisco. We head to the 9th. Angels trail it 2-1. Jack in the Box. Right now, get Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo served with curly fries and a drink for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. By Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. And by Jack Daniels. Your friends at Jack Daniels remind you to drink responsibly. Top of the ninth here in Anaheim. Texas up 2-1. Vladimir Guerrero leads things off. It takes ball one for Dan Herron, who's back out there. Right now at 100 pitches. They'll face Guerrero, Cruz, and Guzman here in the ninth. Vladdy swings and grounds one over to third. Kind of a half-hearted swing by Guerrero. Grounds fooled on that pitch. Still hit it sharp with the Kayasco.
How did he hit that baseball?
I have no idea. He is out number one. Go back to our Hyundai keys of the game.
Well, the carryover effect as far as how the starting pitcher sets the tempo, and Dan Herron has done a great job as far as doing his part. Into the ninth inning here, he's only allowed 2 runs, and that was on one swing by Vlad Guerrero and a pitch down in the strike zone. Other than that, been very, very dominant. Well, that pitch was almost on the ground.
There's Nelson Cruz. Swings the first pitch and comes up empty. Cruz extended his hitting streak to 19 games with a base hit in the 6th inning. Then was caught stealing to end the 6th. Outside, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Texas with a couple of runs, 5 hits, an error. They've left 4 men on base. The Angels will run 5 hits. They've stranded 7. Cruz puts this one into the seats on the third base side. The kid ends up diving for it onto the dugout. More like a belly flop. And it's 1-2.
It's all about that baseball.
Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Rangers have their closer up and loosening in their bullpen. Vitaly Feliz. Coming on at the bottom of the ninth. As Cruz fouls this one off to the right. Defensive swing by Cruz, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That cut fastball. Feliz, speaking of fastballs, can rush it up there about 98 miles an hour.
Casually. And a 2-2. That pitch apparently missed outside, full count. So the Matsui wanted to end the bottom of the 8th inning as a strike, but this one is not.
Well, that's been a strike all game long. I guess maybe he thought it was outside.
3-2 outside, and Cruz has worked the walk. Second walk issued by Herron. The first one came in the 4th inning. Leadoff man David Murphy eventually came around to score on the Guerrero home run. And here's Guzman, who's 0 for 3. Strikeout, a fly ball to center, and a ground out to first.
First pitch hacking a lot in this game.
Breaking ball is in for a strike.
It looked like it was a crossover the way Mike Napoli caught that pitch. Curveball. Right back out there to make sure they got the signs down right.
He made it look good.
He did. He framed it. He was looking for something at the outside corner, but framed it well. He sold it.
Good old jelly leg behind the plate. That's the way you want to get crossed up, though, looking for the fastball and getting the breaking pitch. 0-1. Guzman fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes. This one into the Rangers radio booth. Dave Barnett and Eric Nadel over there. Francisco Rodriguez playing catch in the Angels bullpen just in case this inning, I guess, gets extended. The 0-2 pitch missed inside. Cruz bluffing at first as if he were breaking towards second, ended up stopping. Quick throw over. Cruz is back.
Cruz may be anticipating a split finger fastball down in the dirt area. Good opportunity to try to steal a base. Difficult pitch to be able to catch and throw if you're Mike Napoli.
Aaron stepping off now. Cruz doesn't have a very big lead over at first base. Now takes an extra step. 1-2 is fouled off to the left. Guzman just kind of slapping at that pitch and fouling it off into the seats on the left field line. So count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield shallow against Guzman. Doesn't have a whole lot of power, but the occasional home run. 2 this year for the Nationals. Rivera very shallow and left. 1-2, got him looking down goes Guzman on a fastball. 2 outs.
Great movement, 2-seam fastball. Freezes Guzman after a couple of split fingers and curveball in the outside corner. This time, goes the 2-seamer, runs, it gets a lot of the plate. Still good velocity here with 113 pitches thrown for Dan Herron. Gets the big strikeout.
So 2 outs. Cruz is still at first base. Jorge Cantu steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Had a single in the 4th inning. Swings to the first pitch and comes up empty on that split finger pitch.
Great pitch selection on that one. You know he was roaring out there looking for a fastball. He was determined to get a pitch he could drive. Instead, got the split finger fastball.
Oh, 1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. At the bottom of the 9th inning, Teoscar Kendrick Rivera is scheduled 3 batters. More than likely facing Neftali Feliz, the Rangers closer. Frank Francisco went 1 inning, struck out 2. Quick throw over, Cruz is back. One. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Rodriguez ready to go in the bullpen just in case. Interesting considering Fuentes was up and playing catch, and this being the 9th inning. Figured that'd be the guy that you bring in just in case. First, but in case this inning gets extended, Mike Scherzer looks like he's going to go to Francisco Rodriguez.
Especially with Benji Molina, a right-handed hitter on deck, but you also have Josh Hamilton. Although he was scratched from the game, still probably available at the pinch hit.
Breaking pitches, cut on a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What a terrific performance tonight by Dan Herron after getting knocked down in the 5th inning in his first start as a member of the Angels. 1 out away from going 9 innings in his 2nd start. Here comes the 2-2. And he just missed outside. Full count. Cruz will be off of the pitch.
They tried again that outside corner. The 2 strikes just off the plate. Good spot. But now they try to bring it back in to get the corner, get the call. It was definitely a ball.
Kendrick playing behind Cruz at first. Here comes the 3-2. And that is out toward right. Abreu moving back on it is there. Under it. He'll make the grab. There's the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th. The Angels have Teoscar, Kendrick, and Rivera down 2-1 against Texas. walks, 2 runs allowed. The difference in this game, the home run by Vladimir Guerrero right now, 2-1. Texas leads it here in the bottom of the 9th inning. What a terrific performance by Herron in his second outing as a member of the Angels organization. A dandy. 5 hits allowed. That was it.
Absolutely dominant stuff. When you think about who he did it against, the Rangers, with all that offense they have, to be able to throw that consistently outside of that pitch. And it wasn't a bad pitch to anybody else but to Vlad. That was down in his strike zone, below the knees, but Vlad's so strong and loves the fastball down.
Here's Neftali Falaise, the closer for Texas, comes on. 2-2 and a 3.65 ERA, 28 saves this year. Just 22 years of age.
48 punch-outs in 44 and a third innings pitch. Fastball 93 to 97 curveball, and also a very good split finger fastball.
Alberto Callaspo swings the first pitch, comes up empty, and it's no balls and a strike. Callaspo 1 for 3, had a single in the 5th inning. Michael Young in at third base, and the 0-1 upstairs. An overthrown fastball at 98 miles an hour, evens the count at 1-1.
But just you'd like to see some pressure put on Felice. Get a base runner or 2. Make him quicken up his delivery, elevate some fastballs.
That's out towards center field. Bourgon is playing deep. He's there. They'll make the catch, and there's out number 1. So the leadoff man is retired for the Angels here in the 9th inning. Here comes Howie Kendrick.
Back-to-back great swings, 2 at-bats in a row for Howie. Felice will generate a lot of that power with that fastball. Go inside out, try to drive at the right center field.
A 1 for 3 night, the 1 a home run. First pitch fastball is outside for ball 1. Benji wanted that pitch. Very similar to the ones that Herron did not get in the top of the inning. Howie's home run of the 7th, his 8th of the year. 54 RBIs now. 1-0. That's bounced over towards short. Backhanded by Andrus. 2 outs. So the Halos down to the last out here. Jeopardy falling back to 9 games behind the Texas Rangers in the American League West. This series would be knotted at a game apiece. Leading up to the 12:35 start tomorrow afternoon. Cliff Lee going for Texas. Jared Weaver going for the Angels. Rivera hitless in this one. Swings the first pitch, bounces one up the middle. Guzman to the backhand from behind second base. And the Rangers have taken game 2 of this 3-game set by the final of 2-1. A terrific pitching performance on both sides. But Texas comes out on top 2-1. And Rich Harden, off the disabled list, picks up his 4th win.
Threw a lot of strikes, changed speeds very well. Had a very good changeup. His slider was effective. Pitched inside, and the story of the game, Vlad Guerrero on that fastball that was down, not over the plate, but down below the knees, hits out to left center field. The Angels didn't have many opportunities. That's all it was. One little mistake. Again, it's not a mistake to most hitters, but Vlad Guerrero likes that ball down, hit that home run.
Now the final again, Texas takes game 2 by the final of 2-1. Be sure to stick around for a complete wrap-up of tonight's game.